And you too.
Go around, Brad. Sorry, let's call the board meeting to order. I like to call this planning meeting to order. First order of business, we're gonna go to number 6. Okay, read that again.
Yes, number 6 is listed under other because it came after the deadline for public noticing. So this hasn't been publicly noticed, but we can treat it as a determination. So this is a project under the Town of Kingsbury Planning Board consideration for site plan review. The applicant is Ashley Thistle, Bennett Design and Excavation LLC. The address is 4196 New York State Route 4, tax ID 121-1-17.3. The project is for commercial construction for a construction business on property, and the purpose of the GML review is that it's 500 feet of New York State routes 4, but not 149 in a boundary of farm operation Ag District 7. Although I checked with the VA, and he said that it's not. There's not an active. It's in ag zone, but it's not active, so we don't have an ag data, and that's okay. But that's to be a statement.
Oh, I mean, there's no active.
That's
okay.
correct.
Okay.
That's correct. The parcel is currently vacant. The proposed project involves converting it to a residential commercial property with a house and 3 small commercial pre-built buildings. One of the buildings is for Connex storage, for commercial storage in the back corner of the property, and to build a temporary lean-to structure for covered storage of equipment and supplies. And the plan is to expand commercially in the future, but not for a bit of time down the road. And there is a map with the plans showing the layout, and that includes the future vision of the project. So my only comment was that the planning agency may need to see the project again in the future if there are substantial changes made to the project plan. And I put substantial changes because it's an official word. Or if something changes, like that would mean inter-municipal impacts potential.
Big project.
Yes, a little bit, it's little for us, we're
Right.
excavation, so.
Yeah.
So right now you're intending on building a house,
Yes, a modular,
modular home,
Okay.
and you'll live there,
yes, absolutely.
okay, and so. And then can you just kind of explain the commercial part of it?
Right.
What
Yeah,
the,
absolutely, so we have a lot of equipment, a lot of supporting equipment here, stuff like that we keep, and it's already sitting there, but it's out in the element. So we just want to do a couple of connexes that has the arch cover, to put some of that in there, and then the lean-to to just get the equipment out of the element. It gets covered in snow, it's all clay, so everything gets ripped right out. So all we're really trying to do is continue our access road that's already halfway through the property, just continue that out to that building, to be able to store it and get stuff out easily, not take up all the clay onto the road when we come out, because that's been a concern of ours. We don't want to keep the danger of that. And then outside of that, just on the other side, just put a house up there, so I wouldn't want the property, live there. We have it, so we might as well use it.
okay, and it says. That's a temporary someplace, is that because in the future you intend to build?
Right, yes, we want to do a steel structure building. We actually did the excavation for the property next door for the Better Than New Paint Shop. So we want to do a building like that for garage purposes, doing mechanical stuff like that. But that's not going to be probably for another 2-3 years down the road at least. We're putting all of our resources that we collected over the last 3 years into this right now. So it'll take another few years to recoup that. Yeah.
I mean, the only concern is on the Route 4 for us. What's the traffic pattern on this? I would imagine I believe I know what it says. It's not
The street away.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a passing zone right in front of our lot.
Yeah.
People pass like crazy going in and out of
I
it.
know exactly where it is.
Yeah, we don't have customers or anything like that, so it would just be taking equipment out when it's not on the jobs.
Right.
We hardly ever have equipment there. We have it for the first time, we have equipment there in over a year.
Yeah.
Because it's always on our jobs.
Right.
Other than that, it actually will have less in and out traffic than any of the
Right.
businesses
Yeah.
next door to us.
Yeah.
So it's just a staging lot, really.
And although it is fast and straight, it's flat there, so your
It
line of
is.
sight is pretty
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely, yeah, there's 2 other houses right across the road from us. Other than that, yeah, it's a busy road, there is a passing zone right there, which is dangerous.
Yeah, when you guys are bringing the equipment in,
Yeah,
we're pulling it out,
Yeah, we do have the driveway widened, we did like an extra wide with the extra culverts in there, so that way we can swing and get right off the road.
Yeah.
And that way there's no issues with, so we have our tractor with the full trailer. Along like that, we know we can swing and get right off the road with no issues. Yeah.
Matter of local concern, right, except for the point to include the comment, any substantial changes.
I'll say that.
All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Thank you very much. No problem.
Appreciate it.
Great explanation, too. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Right back.
All right, we're gonna go back,
Back to one.
back to one. Okay.
Um, This project is under the town of Port Edward Planning Board consideration for site plan approval. For Edward Community Solar LLC, the applicant, address 142 Blodgett Road, tax ID 203.2-18, and the project is for a 5 megawatt solar array. The purpose of the GML review is 500 feet of the town of Green Ridge municipal boundary and a farm operation district. For the proposed solar array project will require installation of mounted solar racks, link fences, utility poles, and the project parcel is 108 acres, total acreage disturbed 23. Project entry for construction will be from Blodgett Road. And that, and it will be, the entry will be stabilized with a limited and limited use pervious access road. Then drawing notes address erosion, sediment control, wetland protection, tree clearing, evergreen clearing. Construction operation hours are 7 to 5, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. One other note, and that is on the ag data sheets. It said 15 megawatts, and there were like 3 parcels. There may be future plans to parse it out. Not that it really impacts today's review, but I asked about it, and he confirmed it's fine.
We do have an ag statement here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a road going through these 2 parcels, or is that a right of way?
That's what you're saying. Yeah, looks like the right way for this.
And they'll have.
Oh, wait, no, between the two parcels, I believe that's the transmission line.
Oh,
Right.
transmission line,
Right.
okay. Oh, that makes sense, okay,
Yeah.
so they'll have panels on both sides of that, okay. I guess my only comment would be to make sure they notify the town of Greenwich. It's right on that border.
No, I really wouldn't, when it comes to solar, you know, there's very little in the way of, but yeah, town of Greenwich
Yeah,
should
there's
be,
not necessarily glare
Right.
issues, or,
Right.
you know, planting that would obscure enter and exit of large vehicles or the water is addressed.
yeah, so. Had a local concern with the information, with just a. I might say that open awareness or notification to the town of Greenwich. Yeah.
Second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carries.
Well. Next project is project under the Village of Port Edward Planning Board. Consideration for site plan approval. The applicant is the Fit Taco Truck. Address 70 Broadway, tax ID 171.6-3-51. Project is for a takeout taco and pizza restaurant. The purpose of VML review 500 feet of New York State Route 4. So the project is to operate a takeout restaurant in an area zoned commercial historic. Renovations are internal, no change to topography, vegetation, natural features, or sign location. They will be putting up their own sign. And it was previously Jan's Cans with a can collecting operation. So there's already like dirt parking,
Yeah.
lot and that. It is on a curve.
Yeah, where is is there traffic like control there, like in and out? Access control, I guess.
If, let's see, they're wide curb cuts there.
Okay, yeah, it's just a tricky line of sight for.
It's a tricky line of sight for people knocking it out, but it's been used that way for a long time. Sure.
Yeah.
You know, on the other side is the end of it.
It's similar use, matter of local concern for me. Yeah.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carries.
Repeat. Project under the Village of Port Edward Planning Board consideration for site plan approval, applicant Tom Reifenheiser, 192 Broadway, Liberty Street in New York State Route 4 is the address, so it's near Liberty Street. Tax ID 163.18-1-58. Project is for a commercial store. Purpose of GML review is 500 feet of New York State Route 4. The proposed project is to operate a used item store, which was a bakery. The proposal includes new signage and parking along. Parking is going to be along New York State Route 4. There are already parking spots drawn. It is on the other side of the village on a curve,
Yep.
but Liberty Street is a left-hand turn there. They that people might park there too. The crossover Irving. Through the bus stop.
I think it's great to bring commercial back to commercial
Right,
village.
repurposing the use. I don't think the traffic impact is gonna be any real difference.
He verbally wrote the site plan information, he didn't draw it.
Yeah.
I felt that that was acceptable.
Yeah, they're not changing much, it's
Right.
not quite a site plan yet. All right,
That'll local concern.
yes,
Okay.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries.
Or added code references, but This is a project under the Village of Port Edward zoning board consideration for an area variance. The applicant is Cinnamon. Address New York State Route 197, Lot 2B. Tax ID 171.11-1-3.1. This is closely related to the next one we get to, and they have the same tax ID. It's recently subdivided. And at this time, or at the time of my making the report, there hadn't been a new tax ID assigned. Although in looking at the GIS since I did the report, it looks like there may be a tax ID assigned. Anyway, just so you know, if there's some duplication, not to be confused by all of that, the subdivision process is done. So this is really for an area variance, and the request is for 450 feet relief from an area variance of 500, leaving 50. Purpose of GML review is that it's 500 feet of New York State Route 197, a boundary of a farm operation Ag District 6, and the town of Port Edward municipal boundary. Parcel, as I said, was recently subdivided, and property is under contract and contingent on the variance. Project proposal is to start a family homestead that with livestock, chickens, ducks, and goats. Village zoning requires a 500-foot setback on all sides of the property. Area variance requested for a 50-foot setback on southwest and north sides that border adjacent residential properties, and no setback on the east side that abuts a 200-foot gully, 200-foot, 20 foot. Plan is the fence along the setback lines. Property has a 50-foot no cut zone on that. The comment is that the real property tax map shows ownership with working enterprises. This goes to what I said already about the tax with tax ID 171.11-1-3.3. And access to the property, and I drew it on that map there, is from Samantha Drive, which is also owned by Work Developers, tax ID 171.10-3-75.
Let's say, although it is in the village, it is in an ag district, so it's not, the use isn't, the proposal to have livestock isn't necessarily out of the character of the area. I guess my only comment would be for the board to consider requesting the applicant to show the location on the parcel they intend to keep the livestock. So it could be in relation to the.
Yeah, there's, I think to me, the big concern is you have 6 homes there that abut right to the property line, the proposed property line.
Yeah.
And
And that's a lot of relief.
It is substantial.
It's almost coming to the point of then, the town looking at that area and thinking about updating. Thinking about this.
Sure. So the house that's proposed is here, right?
Yeah, we're not seeing like any sort of still there. They might have written it in their description.
So this lot is 20 acres.
It's about 20 acres. It's a little bit. No, this is 21.
Yeah. So they drew the no cut zone, which means so there will be a 50-foot buffer between those homes.
They do right in.
I mean. Could have. Larger. I guess maybe not.
Are we responsible for authorizing the area variance?
No.
No.
No, just the intermediate.
Yeah,
We can make comments about it,
But
though.
fifty feet is still pretty substantial.
It is substantial. Dimensional wise, is there a potential to do a? To make less of a variance? I don't know.
I don't know, less, about,
Well, that's one of the, when you review area variances, yeah, the minimal required variance. But I don't think dimensionally, I think that's what they need.
right,
Um,
and is it 50 feet?
right, yeah, but just 50 foot that back.
Yeah.
So it's very substantial.
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess that would be the comment, it's a substantial.
And to show location facing.
Yes, yeah. There it is. Yeah, where they would. Guess it's a matter of local
So,
concern with those comments, yeah.
second. All in favor, submit saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries.
Next one is the project is under the Village of Port Edward zoning board consideration for the area variance. The applicant is Roland. Address New York State Route 197 and Argyle Street, tax ID again, 111.-1-16. And project is a request of 300 feet relief from area variance for supplemental zoning for animals, which is 500. Purpose of GML review, 500 feet, New York State Route 197, boundary of farm operation in Ag District 6, Town of Port Edward municipal boundary, and state of recreation. It's close. I didn't mention on the other one, but there is close to the connection.
It also looks like they're requesting relief from number of residential structures permitted.
And that,
Yeah,
didn't write that down.
well, they didn't fill out the application, so at this point, this is not a complete application.
And so it doesn't give the planning agency enough information to be able to make their determination. Is that what you're?
I mean, yes, oh, I guess they have a use, okay, so they were provided with the area variance and the use. Variance application,
It's their whole application, so they're the instructions and then.
well, I see the use, okay, so they have the area variance criteria and the use variance. No, I don't see the area variance criteria.
Yeah, and also the EAF didn't make it.
Okay.
We tried to get it, but it didn't come in time.
Okay, well, I mean, this really shouldn't even be in front of the municipal board yet. But that's there. I would just, yeah,
So no.
so if we say more information, does that make it
Yeah.
required to come back?
More, yes.
Okay, great.
No. Yep, we've read that before.
Great.
Great, so that's it for the actionable items. There's the notices and I'll just write for them. Like, APA, Adirondack Planning Aid, Planning Agency notices major project public notice P 2020-0182 application determined and conditionally approved. Location Baker Lane, Town of Fort Anne, area designations, resource management. Dock expansion and shoreline retaining wall replacement, and the project is conditionally approved, involves 270 square feet of wetlands. And it's been on the books for a bit. Second one is a minor project public notice, P 2023-0140, variance application received, Town of Fort Anne, Copeland Pond Road, moderate intensity designation. This one's expansion of a single family dwelling in the shoreline setback of Havelock. Third one is a major project public notice, P 2023-0143, application received, Town of Fort Anne, Echo Bay Lane, moderate intensity designation. Project is the replacement and modification of an existing dock. 4 is major project public notice 2023-0157, application received, Town of Fort Anne, Camp Andrews Way, moderate intensity designation, replacement of an existing on-site wastewater treatment system within 100 feet of wetlands on a stream. And the last one is major project public notice P 2023-0159, application received, Town of Dresden, New York State Route 22, Cat Den Road and Pressure Hill Road, rural use, and this is a proposed subdivision of 371 acres with existing development to create 123 acre lots approximately. That's the other notes, announcements.
Excellent. Good, nothing else come forward. We are adjourned. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Sorry.
You know, it worked out today because usually there's meetings right after, but they've been moved to Thursday.
Yeah.